We continue our Flopbuster series. This is actually our grand finale, I suppose, eh? This is our last two movies of the Blockbuster, Flopbuster summer. And we saved, well, I don't know, the worst for last in my case, I guess. But there might be an asterisk by this one.
There is an asterisk.
I'll tell you why.
Okay, both of these movies I'm going to watch again.
Yes, me
Not
too.
necessarily because they were good enough to watch again, but I got cam jobs on mine.
So did I. So we watched Dunkirk, and what was the other one?
Valarian, the City of 1,000 Planets.
Okay, so these two were bigger movies. I only heard Dunkirk. I hadn't heard of the other one, so I don't know.
See, Dunkirk was the hit, and Valarian was the flop.
So we'll start off with Dunkirk. Okay, like we said, we'll put an asterisk by this episode because we had to watch these movies on because we illegally watch them. Shh, don't tell anybody. Shh, just between you and me. Okay, we had to watch the cam jobs.
Yep.
And right from there, I was like, I'm gonna give it a try because we set out to do this series, and I gave it a try, and I went. So like you said,
Dunkirk wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad. I like the idea because apparently there was 3 different stories in it. There was 3 different timelines.
Yeah.
Somehow, so
I was actually almost a little confused because I found that this was a sound problem with mine because sometimes they would talk.
Did you get the freaking where they advertise their website?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
So annoying.
We got the same one.
So angry.
So, anyways, there was a sound problem. You'd see their mouths move, and then the sound would happen later.
Yeah, delayed almost or something.
And
or
it's
ahead.
so when it started to skip between the different stories, I was like,
what's happening? Yeah.
Did it skip or something? Because it doesn't
you hit
right.
You hit the little button that says 15 seconds. 15 seconds back to go back to make sure it didn't skip, and you're like... So, for me, like, again, that's why I'm going to put an asterisk. It seemed like it was a good movie.
Okay,
it seemed like
everything
it was
that I got, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It totally is deserving of every praise that it's gotten.
But the experience on it was... watching it through a cam job. I always knew that I was like, I'm not like cam jobs. I knew that they weren't great.
Yeah,
and this just solidifies that.
The
importance of HD.
HD.
Yeah,
Yes.
the importance.
I totally
of it.
agree.
I'm glad that we see it the same way. I was like, oh man, this is gonna suck.
I thought I was, just being a snob when I said I only want to watch HD, but now I know why I'm snobbish because the experience is so much different.
It's not snobby. It's not being first world. It's you know what this is the reason that we do it, and it just it solidifies it.
Yeah.
On why. So again, I'm gonna go back when it comes out in HD.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch it again because I want to give it a good try.
Yes, but even just from watching what I could watch, it was actually
it seemed like it had a good story. It seemed like it had a decent.
And I'm really glad that it was very minimalistic.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan, he did a very minimalistic movie. He didn't
based on like a true. Was this a true story?
Yeah, this is based on real events, and I was like, "Wow, I don't ever remember."
It seemed very real. Yeah, it seemed very like it came from. It didn't seem very Hollywood.
Yes, definitely not Hollywood. Like because they follow one kid, and he has incredibly horrible luck.
Oh, yeah, everybody around it keeps dying, right?
The first boat he gets on gets torpedoed. The second boat he gets on gets torpedoed.
Yeah.
And just horrible luck for the whole this guy's whole trip, and it's just like, wow. But there wasn't a lot of unnecessary talking. There was not a soliloquies or anything like that. It was just very to the point. He says what he has to say.
It almost seemed like it was dubbed, the movie. But that was probably just because of the sound quality.
No, the sound was actually really bad. So, I
would recommend watching this, but wait till if you're like
this
us. This
is a definite rental. Once I watched it in HD, I think I enjoyed watching it the first time, and I'm really hoping the HD really makes everything pop.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling it's going to be fantastic in HD. I used to be a World War II aficionado. Like I loved just everything about it. Not so much now. I've forgotten more than I've.
Just because you're old.
Yeah, and it's that too. So I think this is one of those ones that I will probably end up buying later on down the road. Like, this is just the initial impression. This is
I can't give it a good grade. From what I could catch from it and how I could follow it, I'm gonna watch it again. I have to give it a redo, and that's why it's gonna be an asterisk. Maybe you'll see the redo here on our channel. So again, subscribe so you don't miss it if we redo it, which we most likely will. The other one, what was it called?
Valarian.
Valarian.
Just remember Valarian.
Sounds like
the guy's name
or something.
That's the guy's name, Valarian.
To me, was it supposed to have a lot of good CGI in it?
Yes.
Okay, that's why it was very bad.
Yeah, because whenever they went into a dark place, it was like watching
a black screen.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
It's like, I'm blind,
and
I can hear everything.
You were watching it on your big TV, right?
Yep.
Imagine trying to watch it on a little iPad.
You probably watched it. Yeah, it didn't translate well to a big TV. It didn't translate well to a little TV. But here's the thing. Again, it left me with a good enough impression. Like, if I had watched this and this movie wasn't good, I wouldn't watch it again to give it another chance.
I like the idea of the story because it does have a little bit of an apocalyptic type thing. Because it does, yeah. And I like apocalyptic stuff. I think that it's kind of cool because I'm very fascinated with what would happen in real life if that happened and how long I would survive. I would probably be dead quick. But because, I like HD stuff, and in apocalyptic world, there's no HD stuff.
I imagine this movie will look really good in HD.
Mm-hmm.
That's one reason why I'm going to watch it again, is just to get that pop. But the story was good enough. This was a light popcorn movie. You don't expect much out of it.
I didn't even hear of it, so I didn't.
He didn't even hear about it. But the origins behind it are actually rather entertaining because it's a French, based off of a French comic, very very similar to. If you liked Fifth Element, which we have talked about on a previous episode, if you liked Fifth Element, this movie is for you. And I liked Fifth Element.
It gave me that vibe. I kind of got that feeling of, where have I felt this before? Where have I seen stuff like this before? And now that he says that,
that's exactly what it comes down to. If Fifth Element was your movie, if you like that movie, and I watch it quite regularly, this you will like as well because it has that similarity to it. From what I could tell, there's a lot of practical effects, far more than I would have thought. To be honest, I would have figured it would be like the prequel Star Wars. Everything's a green screen except for the actors.
God, those were on TV then recently, and I was like, God, these are so bad.
Oh, I watched them on Blu-ray because I bought the set.
Who's the dude who plays fucking Darth Vader?
Kristen Hayden.
Oh, he's so bad.
See, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind them at all. I just you can see the wires and everything. It just
if you're trying to get somebody into Star Wars, don't start them there.
No,
not
skip the first three.
Start them with 1, the good
2,
ones.
3. Start them with Rogue One.
Oh my goodness!
Start with Rogue One. Watch episode 4, 5, 6, 7, and soon to be 8,
and then maybe go back to 1, 2, 3.
No, watch the Clone Wars. The animated series.
Yeah. Oh, see, I just don't. I don't feel like I can give these two movies that we watched a fair grade because of the quality, and it just it just again, it reiterates the importance. Like, if you so want to see that movie so badly, go to the theater and watch it. Don't watch it on one of these illegal sites and because it doesn't do it justice.
No, it doesn't.
Can't.
And I think we've had this discussion between HD and SD and stuff like that before.
Yeah.
And I was kind of on the fence. It's like, what's the big deal? I understand what the big deal is now.
Yeah. It's a huge deal.
It is. After watching a cam job, I can never watch a cam job again. Nope. It is just the worst. I don't get how people... Like, I could almost see watching a drama because you don't need to see so much because it's more like...
but if the audio problems happen again in a drama or a thriller where you don't need... Then it's like, it's going to fuck you right up.
Yeah, no. Because it was so fun in Dunkirk. It's like the plane's going around and he shoots and you're watching and he hits a button and he shows and all of a sudden smoke starts popping out and all of a sudden it's like... And it's like, whoa, that one's a little off.
or
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it'll switch to something else. And you're like, that what? Yeah,
It's
and
like,
a person talking, you're like, what? Huh?
Okay, I just follow it well
So
enough.
I do appreciate the effort that these guys go through, and these sites that are trying to stay low key and trying to not get caught. I have no idea how that happens, but and so to the site that thank you. I don't really know if I should say what site it is. Yeah, I guess I could Go Movies. Just search it on the Google machine; it'll give you. But be careful.
Oh, see, even mine was on the box.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same.
It's the same feed.
It's the same feed type thing.
Yeah, it was the same feed. Cause
yeah.
Mine was a box. His was an iPad.
Kept giving a stupid something .net right over somebody's talking.
Yeah, and I was like,
what?
No.
Yeah, and you can't go back because it just does it again.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't want to go back because I might lose the feed.
If you do have like a box, or if you do use a site like this, and I would recommend just wait for it to be HD if it's one of it. But if you really want to see Dunkirk or
if you really need to see it,
go to the theater.
Yeah,
spend your money out there because it's going to be worth it to watch it on there. No,
and even if you are waiting, there are cheap theaters out there that you can get into a movie for $5.
Yeah.
I know we have one here in Calgary. I've gone there many times and seen it's a pretty good theater for $5, and yeah, it's cheaper than a rental.
Yeah.
And the concession stand is actually just as cheap.
Yeah.
So
well, we're gonna put a little asterisk on this one.
Yes, we are.
We're probably gonna do a revisit when these movies come out to the full HD, and so we can get the full experience. But I think this is just more of to me, I'm taking it as a lesson to never watch Cam Job again. Yeah. I knew it before, but I was like, I'm going to give it a chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it one shot.
That's the same with me. It's like, oh, man, it's too late in the game to be able to change what we're going to watch. Watch it, and it's like, oh.
I was honestly thinking about it. I was like, after I watched like 20 minutes of Dunkirk, I was like, I should just text him and be like, abort mission. But then I was like, nope, power through it.
Yeah.
Commitment.
Oh, wow.
So unfortunately, it's not a big grand finale fireworky type movies. It's kind of
okay, this is where the grand finale part comes in. So Flopbuster, these were kind of the big ones of the movies of the year.
Thanks to him for doing all the research on the big movies, because I wouldn't have had a clue who the big movies were. So thank you.
So what it comes down to is people are saying this year has been a bad year for the box office, right? And it's like, after watching all these movies that we have, it's not because it's not a bad year. It's just the movies have been subpar.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, I don't think is deserving of the praise that it's been getting, but it's still
good.
It was,
yeah.
Guardians wasn't as good as the first one.
I didn't mind Guardians. It had some really good humor in it. It had its moments.
But that's the thing.
It
wasn't as good as the first one. The
Yeah.
first one, fantastic. The second one, meh. Baywatch, it shouldn't. It was way better than I expected.
Definitely, yeah.
Dunkirk, fantastic movie, despite.
It seemed like it had a good. Yeah, it seemed like it had a good story. It seemed like it was, yeah.
And Valarian, it was a movie for me. Like, it's my type of movie. All the other ones that we talked about.
You know what?
Transformers, it wasn't that good.
Transformers was just stop.
The Mummy was okay. Yeah. Okay. We have differing opinions of it, but it again, I think this year just comes down to it wasn't the quality wasn't there.
Spider-Man, for me, I didn't really enjoy it at first, but then when you gave me a different perspective on what it was and explained a little bit of it, like I said, take yourself a comic book nerd to see Spider-Man, because then you'll have a better appreciation for it. Because at first when I watched it, I was like, this is kind of dumb. This is lame. It seems... And then when he explained it was kind of almost a restart to the correct storyline, I went, that makes some more sense now.
Yeah.
It made a lot more sense, and it made it more, to think about it again, it made it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So,
So, this year, it's simply because, you know what, it's not because people aren't wanting to spend the money, it's because
I think
the movies
yeah.
just the quality isn't there.
You know, I think we've talked about it many times, and we're going to continue talking about it because it's prevalent. Entertainment is a big part of our lives. You know, people enjoy watching television shows and watching movies, and I think TV and movies are falling a little bit behind compared to, like, I know Netflix. I'm going to just use Netflix as an example because it's the easiest to just use that. They're falling. I think they're honestly falling behind them. Because when I watch television shows and movies, I'm almost preferring to go to my Netflix and go, what are they giving me for original content? And
a great example of this is this Game of Thrones. He doesn't watch it. I do it. This last season was spectacular. It far surpassed anything that is, in my opinion, and I'm just one guy, in my opinion, it far surpassed anything that has come out this year, movie or TV.
Really?
So here's the thing. This is, yes, it may be an HBO show, but it's cable TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yes, they have 10 they have 8 or 9 hours to do a show. It's like, well, yeah, they do, but you know what? I would rather watch Game of Thrones season 7 than some of the big blockbusters that have come out. I'm not. I'll watch Guardians of the Galaxy again just to give it another shot, but I don't think after that I'm going to watch it again. Right? You know, Baywatch was funny. I might watch it again, but it's not something I'm going to seek out.
Baywatch was exceeded our expectations.
Yeah.
You can go back and check it out, and we talked about it.
Transformers, never again.
You're being a dead horse there, guys. Literally.
Yeah. So it's one of those things of, you know, somebody has to
step up.
Hollywood needs to go.
Better, yeah.
Maybe we should focus on the quality instead of big explosions. You know, explosions are cool, but I want them to help with the storyline, not be instead of the storyline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, I enjoy movies. I love watching movies. I love that you can take 2 hours and get a complete story. You know, and so there was nothing from this summer that I was super excited to watch, and it's been that way for a long time. I don't. You know, there's some TV shows that I'm like, oh, okay, that'll be cool to watch when it comes out. But for movies, I just kind of go, okay. Well,
movies there was ones that I was excited to go see, and guess what? They weren't. You know, the only one that kind of lived up to any kind of expectation was Logan. You know, and I enjoyed it. But I have a fetish for the Logan character for an incredibly long time.
Out of the superhero, there's a lot of superhero and spin-off superheroes, and because aren't they doing like Thor? They're coming out with a big Thor movie?
Justice League.
Oh man!
And then next year there's a whole crap load of ones. It's one of those things of, you know, you need to tone it down a little bit and have one or two.
Maybe take a step back, yeah.
And then focus on other type of movies for a year.
Because nobody can write new stuff.
Well, that's the thing. You know, the comic book universes have a lot of
material there.
Yeah, a lot of material
there to use. So overall, for me, was it a flop summer or flop or blockbuster? I don't know. It was kind of a meh.
Yeah, it was just a meh.
To me, it seemed like every summer. I was like, didn't they just come out with Guardians last summer and Marvel last summer? Wasn't there a Spider-Man last year? So Hollywood, step up your game. Don't come out with... If I see another Spider-Man next year...
Yeah, no, we gotta stop there, because there's probably another Spider-Man next year.
Oh, God. All right, guys. Let us know what you guys thought of the summer. Was there a bigger hit that we didn't get in our little series here? We did 4 weeks worth, I believe it was.
5, actually.
Oh, was it 5? So we did 10 movies?
Yeah.
Was there something that we missed on either side, on the Blockbuster side or the Flopbuster side? Let us know down below, and we will check it out for sure. We will, as long as it's not a cam job. If it's a cam job, we're waiting.
Yeah, we are.
And thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, because we do this every week. We're back to just some random movies next week, or random shows or something.
I'm actually looking forward to going back to randomness, because getting through these blockbusters is actually arduous. Like, wow. I kind of feel for professional reviewers who have to go through all these movies. So,
I could do it for a living.
Yeah,
I could definitely do it for
I'm
a
not
living.
saying
It'd
I
be fun.
couldn't do it for a living, and just like, wow, sometimes it
And
is.
we're in October, so you know what that means. Scary movie time. Maybe we'll do some scary themes or something. Maybe we'll
Probably.
because it's hit that time.
Yeah.
Boo. See you guys later.
See ya.